Have you ever looked at someone in uniform and just felt that pull, that calling to serve the nation? To be part of something so much bigger than yourself? Well, that journey, the one that leads to becoming an officer in the Indian Armed Forces, is filled with pride and honor. So today, let's talk about how that incredible journey actually begins.
This right here, this is the very soul of the National Defense Academy. Seva Paramo Dharma. It means service before self. It's not just a motto, it's the code that every single cadet lives by, a principle that shapes a lifetime of leadership.
It's a fantastic goal to have, right? But let's be honest, figuring out that first step can feel pretty overwhelming. Where do you start? What's the right path? Well, that's exactly what we're going to clear up right now. For most people who want to become an officer, the journey starts with one of two major exams. Both are conducted by the UPSC, the Union Public Service Commission. Think of them as two different gateways, designed for different points in your life, but both leading to that same ultimate dream, earning a commission. So, let's talk about gateway number 1. This one opens up right after you finish school, for those who know early on that a military career is what they want. We're talking about the National Defense Academy and Naval Academy exam, which everyone just calls the NDA. So what exactly is the NDA? It's this incredible place where the future officers of the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force all live, study, and train together for 3 years. This builds a bond, a sense of unity between the services that you just can't get anywhere else. And here's a really cool fact that makes the NDA so special. It was the very first military academy on the planet to train all 3 services together in one spot. It literally set the standard for the rest of the world. You'll find it nestled in Kadakwasla, near Pune. That sprawling campus isn't just a school, it's truly the cradle of India's military leadership. It's where the journey of a lifetime is forged. Okay, but what if you've already finished school? What if you decide you want to become an officer after you've got your college degree? Well, don't worry, there's a path for you too. And that gateway is the Combined Defense Services Exam, or CDS. The CDS exam is the main way in for graduates. Just like the NDA exam, it's held twice a year by the UPSC. But instead of one joint academy, it sends successful candidates to different, specialized training academies based on which service they're aiming for. So unlike the NDA where everyone's together, after clearing the CDS exam, you'd go to a service-specific academy. You're looking at the Indian Military Academy, or IMA, for the Army, the INA for the Navy, the AFA for the Air Force, or the Officers Training Academy, the OTA, for a short service commission. All right, so we have 2 clear paths that lead to the same destination, but how do they really stack up against each other? Let's put them head to head and figure out which one might be the right fit for you. The biggest, most fundamental difference is just timing. It's as simple as this. The NDA is for you right after you finish your 12th grade exams. The CDS exam, on the other hand, is specifically for those who are already college graduates. Now let's dig into the details a bit. Look at the age for NDA. It's a very narrow window, from just 16.5 to 19.5 years old. For CDS, you've got a bit more breathing room, usually from 19 up to 25, though it can vary a little. And for both paths, yep, you have to be unmarried when you join. The written exams themselves are also totally different beasts. The NDA exam is a massive 900-mark test with a huge emphasis on mathematics and a big paper called the General Ability Test, or GAT. CDS, in contrast, is 300 marks, broken into English, general knowledge, and elementary math. But here's the kicker. That negative marking, it's the same for both. 1/3 of a mark gone for every wrong answer, so guessing is a really bad idea. Whoa! Yeah, don't even try to read all that. We're just showing you this to give you a sense of the scale. The syllabus for the NDA is, well, it's huge. It covers pretty much everything you learned in school, from advanced math and physics to history and current affairs. It's a serious test of your academic foundation. Okay, so the written exams are very different. But here's where the paths converge. Once an aspirant clears that first written test, it doesn't matter if they're from the NDA or CDS stream. They both face the exact same legendary challenge. This is where it's less about books and more about character. And that challenge is the Services Selection Board interview, the SSB. This is not a test you can cram for. It's a 5-day deep dive into your personality. The assessors are looking for what they call officer-like qualities, basically the raw potential to lead people in the toughest situations imaginable. The whole process is incredibly structured. Day 1 is just for screening. If you don't make the cut, you go home that day. If you stay, you're in for 4 more days of psychological tests, hands-on group tasks, a one-on-one personal interview, and a final conference. It is designed to see the real you from every possible angle. So, we've broken it all down. We've seen the differences and the similarities. And now we're back to that central question, NDA or CDS? The answer really just depends on one thing, where you are in your life right now. Let's make it super simple. It really boils down to this. If you're between 16 and a half and 19 and a half and you're finishing up school, your gateway is the NDA. If you're a graduate, then you're looking at the CDS exam. One crucial thing to remember. If you're dreaming of the Navy or the Air Force, having physics and maths in 12th grade is an absolute must, no matter which path you take. And most importantly, for all the young women watching, the doors are now open for you in both the NDA and the Officers Training Academy through the CDS.
So there you have it. The gateways are clear, the standards are incredibly high, and the journey will demand everything you have, intellectually, physically, and mentally. The only question left is, are you ready to take that first step and earn the incredible honor of wearing that uniform?